Hi, matey. Hey, Brian, cool. I am going to be doing a reading called The Awakening of Bry. It's about my first time face-to-face with AIDS. And here I go. Bry, inspired by Joe, dedicated to David passing. On one day, in the summer of 1987, I went to visit Bob at his house. On the way there, I was unknowingly walking into what was going to change my life, my views, my knowledge, and my attitude on something so fearful to the gay community forever. That moment was pivotal for me and a wake-up call like no other. It was the hardest truth, and I was running from it in hopes it would never catch up or find me ever. It was time to face my fear head on. Once I faced it, I realized that my invisibility cloak didn't take hold, and I was caught. It was time to man up and face my biggest fear, AIDS. Ooh. At this time of my life, it was all about party, sex, and guys. Nothing else mattered. The look of hot and sexy, along with the hunter prowl, was on the top of my agenda. They say ignorance is bliss, but not on everything. There are topics in life that ignorance equals stupidity, whereas one mistake can change your fate forever. AIDS is one topic that ignorance will kill you outright. For the ignorant like myself, my views were far from the truth. I was one who feared the unknown. Prejudice became the forefront, and my phobia was strong. The thing is that much of the world was in the same boat. AIDS was relatively new, whereas we were just beginning to learn about it. I wasn't allowing myself to be associated in any way with what was attacking my community. The stigma associated with it was strong and extremely ugly. My constant thoughts were grueling, detrimental, and the visualization of people wasting away to skin and bones whenever AIDS was in discussion. I thought nothing could be more horrific, including the pain associated with it. I was truly scared for my life. Let me continue my day with you folks. I pulled up to Bob's house, expecting nothing out of the norm. But lo and behold, when I walked in, I saw Bob had company. I believe this was the time I met them. Bob introduced me. Hey, Brian, I'd like to introduce you to Dave and Joe. Bob quietly mentioned to me that David had AIDS. I was dumbfounded, and I didn't know what to say but hello, and let me add a bit of a queasy stomach. My song, Fear is a Liar, by Zach Williams, and my tip, trusting fear only dampens you hard and fast. Trust yourself and see the length of your life extend with unexpected purposes. Before I continue on, just a second. Okay, just when I thought I was going to get this thing all perfect, I am reading off my book, The Surreal Life of the Eccentric Uncle. You can get it through my publisher at Dorrance Publishing at www.rosedogbookstore.com. I do get 100% royalty if you go through the company. If you go through Amazon or anywhere else, it'll be pennies. So anyway, I like it if you buy my book, if you can go through my publisher. I think I deserve to be paid. But I hope you enjoy the videos. Okay, let me go back or continue. Oh crap! It found me. I was cordial, and all I did was observe the both of them quietly, and my mind ticking away. As uneducated as I was, I didn't know how to converse on this topic. Was it too bold to ask questions at this time, or was it too soon? I had to account for the sensitivity, so I decided to just hang out quietly and listen to whatever conversation was going on. I see somebody in. Who's in? No, I can't tell. Okay. Then it happened. My attention focused directly onto Joe on how he was caring for his friend, David. To my amazement, he showed no fear, and that alone was an incredible feat. It was an eye-opener, and one I never wanted to see. The one thing that popped out for me was that Joe never treated David any differently and showed no fear but pure heart. One simple nonchalant act that shocked me was when Joe was taking his plates away. He just grabbed his spoon and began eating off his plate without any concern. All I was thinking was that he put that spoon in his mouth and it didn't faze him one bit that he had the possibility of contracting AIDS. Did you get my ignorance? I noticed there wasn't any resentment or effort on his part. What I witnessed was a true bond between friends. He wasn't just caring for him, but dishing out the love he had for his friend, unconditionally. I've only known those who treated people of age like it was leprosy, whereas they would run as far away as possible. Mind you, my thoughts were here as well. Welcome to oblivion. Here I am face to face with what feared me the most. How do I process what I'm witnessing? At first my unfamiliarity was speaking to me as that was the consensus of the masses. With that said, my mind immediately drew a picture of what if that was me. All I was thinking was the long, slow, painful, and agonizing death as I would be withering away to nothing. Feeling alone and isolated. I couldn't tell my friends or family. I'd be all alone in fear and loneliness. A place I never wanted to visit. Then it hit me. AIDS isn't going away anytime soon. While I was processing my fear, I realized that at that moment I was not going to continue on with stupidity. It's not a pretty look. What fear and ignorance does is create unwarranted prejudices and hate, even hate crimes. It was my time to... Sorry, guys. It was my time to face my fear head on and educate myself so I can be part of the solution and not feel the angry demon called hate. I then realized that ignorance was a major contributor and cause of conflict, which hate is born from. I decided I wasn't going to be part of all that drama associated with it, and the time had come to conquer my fear away, and it began that day. Today my views are based on what I experienced on that very day. In all honesty, the fears associated with this fiend are still quite real, but I decided that I cannot and will not live in the shadows of fearing the unknown along with the shame. I want you to consider those shadows of mental walls in stopping you from living an active and fulfilling life. My resolution to you is to begin breaking down that wall, as well as trusting yourself with the strength you'll find within your core. You'll need it to build the confidence within so you can take ownership of your ailment. Own it! The next thing is to get to know your enemy, and you can do that by researching and asking questions. How can you defeat your enemy without knowing their weakness? You can't. I'd like to remind you that knowledge is power. You can't fight it alone, so build yourself up with a supporting network as you'll need reinforcements. You're not alone and are loved by many. The courage is inside you, and all you have to do is look deep within your soul. From this point on, your life will begin to make sense, and life will begin looking bright. Joe, thank you for the unintended wake-up call, which changed my views on AIDS from that incredible moment on. Friends Never Say Goodbye, my song, Elton John. And my last tip, when you miss the loss of your dearest friend, look deep within it and you'll find him there. The loneliness won't feel as heavy as it has. But guys, I hope you liked it. It's in addition to my book. I Hope you guys buy it. It's really good. Talk to you guys later. God bless and peace out.